Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend? Yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court. All up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we win in the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking a dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey, yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up? What's going on, everybody? It's us, the Church Guys. We're here, sports show. It's Tuesday night, so you know where we be. It's not 8 o'clock because the Knicks had a game tonight, so this is the Church Guys post-game show for the 7th of, what month is this? April 2025. Knicks fall to the Boston Celtics for the 4th time this season. First time it was actually worth watching. Knicks fall by a count of 119 to 117 in overtime in a game that they absolutely, positively should have won. There's no other way to put it. In a game that they absolutely, positively should have won. And if you were in our group chat, you probably would have seen L being very hard on Jalen Brunson, as he has been all season long. But the Knicks' problems tonight were on the offensive end. Defense was strong tonight. Defense was very strong. Knicks' problems were on the offensive end tonight as OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges combined shot, what was it? I had the stat here. They shot 11 for 28 tonight in that overtime game. A combined 2 of 11 from 3. These are two guys who carried us in the absence of Jalen Brunson, and they picked the wrong night to both have an off night. But what I am going to say, and I didn't mention this in the chat because I wanted to come on hot tonight, the NBA is in a very weird place. I say that because, as David Wright joins us as well, the NBA is in a very weird place because for the first time in my lifetime, I'm seeing quality coaches getting fired on playoff teams. You had Taylor Jenkins fired from Memphis 2 weeks ago. Today, we were completely blindsided by the firing of Mike Malone, a man who coached in Denver for 10 years, perennial playoff team, won an NBA title 2 years ago. But for some reason, and Leon and Wes have not made too many mistakes. And Dave, I'm glad you're here. The Knicks' issue was not in the way they played tonight. I'm not even going to kill them for the way they played tonight. The lack of adjustments by this coach is killing this team every single time out. The Knicks showed tonight that they can play with Boston when they're fully healthy. Their coach is going to coach them out of every game. Out of every close freaking game. Dave, Since you love this coach so much, explain to me why, when Missoula decided to go double big, why is Mitch Robinson, who you've been waiting for to come back, why is he not on the floor with Karl Anthony Towns? Missoula was brilliant. He put Luke Cornett out to start overtime. Why? Because he knew Cat was going to expend himself in the first 3 minutes. He was going to be dead tired and wouldn't be able to guard Porzingis, who killed us in the final 2 minutes of overtime. No adjustments. He put Mikal Bridges, who couldn't hit the side of a barn today. That's neither here or there. Shooters have off nights. Not even mad about that. As good a defender as Mikal Bridges is, he can't guard Jason Tatum. Why the hell would you not have OG Anunoby on him for the entire fourth quarter? The game is on the line. And I'm going to put some of this on OG too, because in the 90s when we played, the elite defender would have said, yo, I don't care what you calling. I got him. I got him. He's going to clear out. I don't care what you drawing up, Tibbs. I got him.
I got him. That's it. I got him. That's my man.
That's going down. We going to win with me. We going to go down with me. I got him.
Yep. And you know what? If Tatum beats OG, I can live with it. That's our best defender against their best offensive player. I'll live with it. I'm not going to live with and again, this is not a knock on Mikal Bridges, but I'm not going to live with an inferior defender getting beat 4 freaking times in a row on the same spot on the left side of the court and no freaking adjustments. But you want to keep him, Dave. You think this is the coach that's going to get us to the promised land when he can't even outcoach a 36-year-old?
Oh, no. Let me jump in here. Please.
Let me tag in my brother. Hot tag, go.
Please. Dave is so caught up on Knick records that he's forgetting the biggest Knick record of all. We ain't won a championship in over 50 years. He's so caught up. Oh, he's moving past Pat Riley. Oh, he about to move past Jeff Van Gundy. Who gives up?
Don't say it.
53 years, Dave. You think I give a rat's patootie about him passing Van Gundy and Riley?
Who cares about that? You care about that after 53 years? You still caught up in novelty records? You still on that, Dave? You know better than that. You know better than even post that crap on your page, and you did it.
Dave, I want you.
How could you post that? You're not one of these fair weather Knick fans. You've been in the trenches with us. Why are you caught up on Knick records? Why? Why does that matter to you?
Y'all like, share, tag, and comment.
Dave, it's time for you to get off of this.
Why? No. Please answer my question. Why does it matter? These freaking Knick records that only Knick fans care about. Nobody else care about him passing Pat Riley. Nobody else cares.
Artel wants to know, why are you screaming?
Because I want an answer. We have gone all 3 years on Davey. This has come to a head.
Right, Shawnee. 53 years is diabolical.
It's diabolical. And you worried about passing Pat Riley? Who cares about Pat Riley?
Pat Riley didn't get us a championship.
Right, it don't even matter. Neither did Jeff Van Gundy, but he about to pass him.
Well, at least Riley and Van Gundy got us to the finals.
True.
That's true. Can I say something?
But does it matter, though? I mean, Butler, I'm asking. Does it matter? Do these Knick records matter? Does it matter? It doesn't matter. It's filler.
I'm gonna tell you how much it matters, McCants, because you said he can stay as long as we get to the Eastern Conference Final.
I said that, yes.
But look at that. Look how low your expectations are.
Yeah, because of the coach. coach
David,
because of who he is.
David, hold on.
Yeah, I
David.
got a low expectation because it's Tom Thibodeau.
Wait. Can I say something?
Go ahead, El.
This team, coached by this coach,
Ain't going nowhere.
ain't going to the Eastern Conference Finals, brother.
Ain't going. You can hang that up.
Yo, and the only way that it would happen is if he says, yo, I have to make the necessary adjustments to get the best out of this team that I can get. One, he's not getting the best out of this team. He is not getting the best out of this team.
Get Mike Malone in here.
We have
When today?
I'll take him today, yes.
Right now. I take him right now. Matter of
Yes,
fact,
right
I'll tell
now.
you something. I'll take Carmelo right now.
Did you see Carmelo roll his eyes when that ball rolled off?
Carmelo had the
He was
face of
pissed.
I can't believe. Yo,
Carmelo was pissed tonight.
You can't blame Tibbs for that.
We're not blaming him for that, Dave.
I'm blaming Tibbs for us being in the position to where that could happen.
We shouldn't have been in overtime. That's what we blaming him for.
Yo,
we blaming him for
Porzingis
that.
hit a lucky shot.
It wasn't no lucky shot. He been hitting from the top of the key every time he played the Knicks.
how deep did he go into the bench?
Lucky shot. Porzingis made 8 threes tonight. 8.
No.
And he was
let me say something
unguarded.
right now.
All of
There was nothing luck about none of those shots.
None of them.
and
None of
every
them.
three Porzingis took, he was unguarded. He was wide open. Wide open.
Dude shot 11 for 19 from the floor, 8 of 13 from 3.
No, nobody is saying,
David,
saying that we were.
we ain't doing the moral thing. No, you're not.
We
You're not
We were
coming on
competitive
here.
tonight.
You're not doing the moral thing with us. We're not
Nobody is
taking
saying
it.
that we wasn't competitive tonight. What we are saying is that we were outcoached.
Right.
And
So
we are-
so
and
on
we
the
are
night when the team
outcoached.
was competitive, they got outcoached.
We are outcoached in 29 games this year.
When the games are
They're all
close, Tibbs
losses.
chokes. He's
They were all
out.
losses. Davey, we should have never been in overtime in this game. We should have never seen overtime in this game.
We were up 3.
And if you're in overtime, this is your defensive coach.
Right.
Mikal, okay, you need OG out there. He's your best defender.
Why-
Mikal Bridges
hold on.
can't hit the side of the barn. Why are
At
you
the
not
point-
putting Mitch in the game for defensive purposes just to make sure if we can't score, they can't score? You know
Well,
what? I have the
I
best
think
clutch
Mitch.
performer
I
in the
think
league
Mitch
on my
hurt
team.
himself. I think
I'm
he
gonna
might
take
have.
my chances then.
How about DeLon Wright? Where was he? He never saw the court. He's a stopper.
Knicks played 9 players tonight. Landry Shamet had played the lowest minutes. He played 7 minutes tonight. Mitch Robinson, 16 minutes off the bench.
Which I know he could have gave us 24.
Campaign, 14 minutes off
But
the
I
bench.
agree with Dave. I
Deuce
think Mitch
McBride,
got, I
21
think
minutes.
Mitch tweaked something. I think he
No.
got tweaked.
Mitch is fine.
Mitch is fine.
Mitch is fine.
Once he went down, Tibbs was like, all right, let me get him out of here before something crazy.
Right. That's the one thing he did right.
Right.
But then when it was
One
time
thing
to
he
put
did
him
right.
back in the game, because you saw Boston.
He was scared. He was scared to
Boston-
put him back in.
Boston adjusted. Missoula adjust. He saw the Knicks were killing him on offensive rebounds. He went double big,
We were not supposed to lose that.
and the Knicks didn't match that.
We were not supposed to lose that game.
He sat Jaylen Brown the entire overtime
And I
because
gotta-
Jaylen didn't have it tonight.
I have a notion to make. I make a motion. I make a motion. When we lose, we do not play that long theme song that we have. Let's just go straight to the game. Let's just go straight in. When we lose, I don't think we should play this theme song.
Bishop, have fun with us. No,
Exactly.
the theme song is the theme song. I worked hard to get the theme song cleared, and
Yeah,
so
I know
we
you
got
worked
to
hard
play
to
it.
get it, clear, but no, we'll play it on losses. At losses, we'll play it at the end of the game. At the end of the
What's
show.
happening is like highlights it or things like
When we
that.
So
doing a post-game show,
you want a hard intro. Just a
I want
hard
Right,
Hard
intro.
Dave, you in the
intro.
hospital?
huh?
Yeah.
Who's all right? Anybody? Anything?
Yeah,
we need to
everybody
know?
good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, we yelled about the Knicks, but no,
Man, you got me yelling, and you in a ER.
You
Sound like somebody I know. Sound like somebody I know.
Don't you do it, Butler. Davey know what time he don't remember, but I told Davey about it.
Knicks about give me a heart attack.
So Davey's in the hospital now.
Davey's in the hospital.
What is going on? All right, never mind.
What's wrong, Dave? We'll yell at you later. Then,
Yeah.
you know,
The Knicks about gave me a
yell at
heart
you
attack tonight.
No, Tibbs gave you a heart attack. The Knicks did.
We'll yell at you later.
Oh, and by the way, the Knicks didn't help themselves going 10 of 17 from the free throw line either.
That was the game right there.
I got a hot take, y'all, and I hope
Is that coaching?
I hope.
No, that's not coaching. But it still shouldn't have come to that.
It's a trickle down effect, Dave. That's what you got. It trickles down.
Here we go. Tired legs miss free throws. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah.
We all know it. We played the game. Tired legs miss free throws.
Oh, we back on the minutes police again.
No. This is not even about minutes. This is the course of the season.
They went to overtime. They went to OT.
Not only do tired legs miss free throws, they also miss 3-point shots.
Absolutely.
So,
which is why you need to put your best rebounder in the game, because you're going to need offensive rebounds.
So here's what I'm going to say. As much as I like Mikal Bridges, we need to find out early what we can get for him.
No, come on, man.
Not happening.
Gave up 5 draft picks for this dude.
Not happening. Happening.
Bridges is here for the long haul.
And this is it.
They're not trading Bridges for Kevin Durant. That's not.
No,
happening.
that's not happening.
I don't like the way he. There's something about the way he plays when Brunson is on the court. It's not meshing.
I will agree with that, but it's not just him. It's the whole team, really.
Oh,
no, we absolutely have to go there because I
absolutely love Jalen Brunson, and I think Jalen Brunson is not doing what he's supposed. He's not making the rest of this team better.
But tonight,
I'm not putting tonight's loss on Jalen.
I'm about to say, D-Lo, tonight's loss is not on Jalen Brunson. You cannot blame
tonight's loss is not. I'm not going to say tonight's loss is not on Jalen Brunson. However, Jalen Brunson's got to take some responsibility for the way that this team flows in the offense when he's on the court. If you're the point guard, you have to dictate the flow of the offense. And at the point that you realize for the last 15 games that you've been out, that this offense flowed with a lot of fluidity and it had a good pace to it, you study the tape and you say, you know what? Let me stop eating some corn chips and let me get up and down this court with the rest of them. Because when they're on this court,
the bad part is he did that
Sunday.
They flowed Sunday and they were smacking Phoenix.
They did that Sunday.
He did it Sunday.
So what happened?
I agree.
OG and Bridges happened. They went 2 for 11 from 3. They were both off.
That has something to do with the pace of the game. The pace of the game was slowed down.
It does have to do with that because they've been running the offense through OG. And OG was off
didn't have it tonight.
He didn't have it tonight. So you got to look at.
Well, they didn't come out. Wait, hold on. They didn't come out in this game running the ball, running the offense through OG. They came out in this game running the offense through Cat, which was brilliant.
Yeah, but Cat got tired,
which was a
right, and they went right. And once Cat got tired, you have to go away from him.
So once Cat gets tired, then you make sure Mitch is in there to stop whatever.
But that's what it comes down to. Adjustments with the coach. It's not Brunson. It's the coach. Because you got to look at it like this. If Bridges is not hitting the side of the barn, it don't hurt me to put Robinson in the game, no way. Because I'm not getting anything from Bridges.
But I'm gonna get better defense and better rebounding.
That's right. I might as well go ahead and take Bridges out. He's not giving me what I need. Let me just go ahead and put Robinson in. The coach didn't do that.
Mazzulla did that. Remember, y'all know I've been saying, and y'all have all heard me say it. Sometimes
when is the last time we got swept? 4 games.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while. But I've been saying it all year.
And they came out tonight with no intentions on resting anybody.
Boston was saying it's exactly what Reggie Miller said. He said if I'm Boston, I am going to make sure you don't think you can beat us in the second round. This was psychological.
They ain't going.
Well,
to
No,
the
I'm
I
talking
second.
say-
about Boston.
Wait, hold
Boston
on.
is saying, in case we meet in the second round,
Hold on,
we're
Butler.
going to let you know tonight you're not beating us.
Butler, you say we not
Ain't
getting
going
out
to
the
second
first round?
No, in a couple of days we're gonna play Detroit. We're gonna find out exactly how hard of a tough.
This is game number 80. We ain't
We not going. We ain't going to the second round, Davey. I'm telling you right now, we ain't going to the second round. We not gonna go. We gonna get pushed to
And
the
you
brink
still
in the
and
first
remember,
round.
I want my crab legs. You said that Boston was going to lose to Orlando. You said they losing. After tonight, you still think they losing in the first round? Well, it don't matter. I just want my crab legs. That's all.
I think they losing in the first round because they let a sorry Knicks team that y'all say with a sorry coach take them to overtime.
No, we didn't say the team was sorry. We said the coach is sorry. Get it right. The
No,
coach
we
is sorry.
we have
The coach
never
is sorry.
we have
First of
all agreed that
first of
the
all-
talent on this team is good enough to beat anybody in the league.
Wait, D-Lo. Boston didn't take us to overtime. I mean, we didn't take Boston to overtime tonight. Boston forced it
You better
overtime
believe it.
tonight.
The
We
the
didn't
Knicks
take
were
them
up
anywhere.
3.
They stopped
seconds
us from
left.
winning, and they
And
forced it overtime.
bit.
And then
OG
took
been
the
on a
game.
drive, which I don't
Hold
understand.
on.
Why are you playing the drive and
on,
you
fellas.
know they need a 3? That I didn't understand that by OG. I didn't get that.
Okay, let me put a pin in that real quick. Bishop Heflin, a friend from Ohio.
Yeah, I saw that.
I see you, man. Absolutely. If you want, you can send the information to my inbox, and we will definitely be praying for you and for your family.
Father, whatever the issue is, God, we ask that we touch and agree with our
Yes,
brother
Lord.
right now. Whatever the
God.
circumstances, whatever it is, the dilemma is, we ask you now, God, that you would touch that family. They're suffering with a loss. I pray, God, that you would fill every void that they
Yes,
are
God.
experiencing. I pray that you would clear the minds of those that are dealing with this bereavement right now. And I pray, God, that you would draw them closer together so that they would be able to move further and progress throughout these coming days as they prepare to lay their loved one to rest. In Jesus'
Jesus'
name we
name.
pray. Amen.
Amen. We got you, Bishop
I'm
Heflin.
gonna
If
go on
anything,
screen
please
now.
reach out.
Now I'm gonna go on screen and calm down because now I got the Holy Ghost again.
That's what we need.
Getting back to sports, Tesfa said they messed up where they allowed KP to stay on Brunson and not calling for the pick and roll. I mean that last 3-point shot again. That's coaching because he has this switch everything mentality, and the teams are going to exploit that, especially when you got a 7'3" guy who can make it from 40 feet. At the end of games, you don't switch everything. You leave the guys on their guys.
But we saying that he got to make these adjustments. I mean, Pat Riley did the same thing. John Starks, he stuck with Starks, 2 for 18 in the
Absolutely.
NBA Finals with Houston.
Absolutely.
And we killed them. We didn't have social media, but we killed them.
I have been killing Pat Riley for 30
For
years
years,
for that.
right?
But you gotta stick with what got you. You gotta stick with the dogs that got you there.
No, you don't. Ask Rick Pitino. That's why RJ Lewis is leaving St. John's now.
And look what happened. He's leaving.
He's leaving because he's soft, and I wouldn't want that kind of player on my team anyway.
Ask Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown spent the rest of the game on the bench.
And again,
He sure did.
I've been saying it all year long that we have to that teams coaches have to save the players from themselves. Jaylen Brown is hurt. Just to be clear, Jaylen Brown is hurt. He wanted to go tonight. He thought he could contribute.
He played 22 minutes.
He played 22 minutes. He did not have it. Mazzulla said, "Have a seat, son." Said, "Have a seat." Coaches have to save players from themselves sometimes. That's coaching. That's what Rick Pitino did with R.J. Lewis. 3 for 17, not getting back on defense, playing like a dog, and now you mad and want to go to the transfer portal and to the NBA draft because you felt like he should have coached you up better. What's better than sitting you down? We in win or go home mode. I don't have time to worry about your ego.
Listen,
He's not even going in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Knicks
Yep.
looked very good tonight, but this came down to coaching.
Coaching.
And that's what it came down to. It's not the players. Even Mikal Bridges' bonehead play at the end of overtime. It was a bonehead play.
It was.
He took his eye off the ball, but we should have never been in overtime in the first place.
Exactly.
He's not the reason we lost. And I'm sorry. I would have been. Listen, we've been saying that we was killing Bridges in the chat tonight. We was killing him. But the bottom line is, this coach, I've been saying it all along, this coach is not going to get this team to the playoff. I give Tibbs his props for changing the culture. We are grateful for that. He steadied the ship. He pulled us out of the doldrums. He pulled us out of the
I
pit.
agree, Bishop Heflin. Boston.
So now we kick him out.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes,
We
you
do.
do.
We do him like
Yes, you
Moses.
do.
You can see
If
the promise
Denver
land, but
can
you can't
fire,
walk.
Denver can fire Mike Malone today because they felt like the team has tuned him out 4 games before the playoffs start.
And he won them their first championship ever. Ever.
Mind you, this is a team that's 48-31.
But they fired the GM too.
Right.
They fired both of them. Well, you got to fire
But
both.
think about it this way. He was without Jamal Murray for long stretches. He was without Gordon for long stretches. And they still are going to probably win 50 games. And he got fired.
And he's a championship coach. Let's not forget that.
And he's a championship coach.
He's
and
only
has been
2 years removed
and
from
has
a
been in
championship.
Denver for 10 years.
Yep. And he's only 2 years removed from a championship.
David, can I
Why
ask
do we
you a
think
question?
Tibbs is above that?
I don't get it.
Can I ask
I
you a
don't get it.
question? Can I ask you a
Yes,
question,
sir.
David? When you put people in position at the church and they're doing a great job, if by chance they stop doing a great job and they don't make the necessary adjustments that align with the vision of the house, do you keep them?
Absolutely, Tesfa. I said it in our chat. He had to drive.
Or do you find a replacement?
I actually replaced them. I keep them there, but I put somebody with them.
Knicks ain't even doing that.
What these assistant coaches doing? Rick Brunson was doing some stuff.
All of the quality assistant coaches have moved on.
Bo Cheeks, he quality.
Bo Cheeks is just there. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Come on. You know Bo Cheeks is just there.
I'm talking about the
What was the guy that went to Cleveland that he left and went to Cleveland with Bickerstaff? The black guy.
not Bickerstaff, with Kenny Atkinson.
With Kenny Atkinson, yeah. Bickerstaff is in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
But what was the black guy I forgot his name. He was a great assistant for us.
He was the associate head coach last season.
Yes.
The year before that, you had both Kenny Payne and Woody leave. And you didn't replace them with other quality assistants.
Didn't we fire Woody and then bring Woody back as an assistant?
No. Your man fired Woody. Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson fired him.
Phil Jackson fired Woody unnecessarily.
And then we brought him
No,
back as
Phil
an
didn't bring him
assistant,
back.
right?
He brought him back as an assistant on Tibbs's group because he was a great assistant, and he did a great job. People don't give credit to those guys in terms of the development of this team. Everybody wants to give all the credit to Tibbs, and again, taking nothing away from the job that he's done. But when you have great player development assistants like those guys are, it kind of goes a long way toward making Julius Randle an all-star, toward helping to develop R.J. Barrett, who has finally cracked the 20 points per game scoring in his career. He's 25th in the league in scoring this year. Like, these guys were developed. Everybody's giving Tibbs credit for that. It was the player development coaches that developed these guys, that developed Deuce McBride. Those guys developed.
You know
them.
what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say? I think the league is too young for these. I think the league is too young for these coaches with these old philosophies.
That's an interesting take. Somebody said that today with regards to Mike Malone.
The league is too young for these coaches with these old philosophies. Guys who have coached a long time, and if they had any measure of success, they're not willing to change or make any adjustments. They're just not going to. And I think that the player of today's generation is more likely to build a relationship and also hear players that they looked up to and may have played against and have worked and have worked on a relationship with. I think that these old philosophies trying to coach these very young ballers that are not playing systematic ball like we all played, because we all played
So what
systematic
category does Mark Jackson fall in?
Mark Jackson might have aged out as
At this
well.
point, yes. At this point.
But that's through attrition. That's
Right.
That's through attrition. I think
yeah.
if he would have been in the culture and playing, I think Mark would.
Yeah, he's one I think would have adapted.
He would have adapted. Right. I think he would have adapted. I think it's just simply with him. I just think it's simply not being used, or not the game passing him by because he wasn't used. Tibbs, on the other hand, Tibbs is old, man. Tibbs been here when Pat Riley was here. Tibbs was here when Pat Riley was here. He's off the Riley tree. So you got to realize how many years that is, how many decades that is. It's a long time.
Yeah.
And Tibbs is stubborn. He's stubborn. I'll give
Everybody
him credit
from that Riley tree is stubborn.
I'll give him. Mike Malone is from this Riley tree too. I'll give him credit though.
Well, to a certain extent though, but you want to the one guy who really isn't stubborn from that Riley tree, Van Gundy. Van Gundy is an assistant with the Clippers right now, and they credit him. Ty Lue credits him with helping to turn that team around this year.
I can't wait to see how they're going to do with Van Gundy on the bench with Ty Lue. And if Kawhi is
healthy,
that's going to be a tough out, boy.
They're already proving it. They're a different team right now.
I would not want to play the Clippers, man.
And not for nothing. And Woody is also, one of those guys who has adapted well.
Yeah. So, I think Mark Jackson would make it.
They have a voice that resonates. They have a voice that resonates with today's generation of ball players.
But
and a lot of these old philosophy coaches, I'm getting ready to say something that might get us flagged.
Don't get us flagged. Please.
A lot of these old philosophy basketball coaches are old gray-headed white men who would rather see the game played the way that they like the game played, entrenched in X's and O's, systematic. And these young kids that are coming into the league now, they're not playing like that. You have to have a love for math to be able to play the way that Phil Jackson was teaching the triangle. These kids they ain't even educated like that.
Because they surely ain't going to school no more.
To be able to get on the court.
Well, Phil Jackson said that about Carmelo. He said he had a soft brain or something.
Lord Jesus.
But
he said he had a low IQ.
If it was true,
well, he a Hall of Famer.
He a Hall of Famer. And he's in there with Phil Jackson.
That's right.
We don't care about accolades. Give us rings. We don't care about accolades. Don't give us accolades. We want rings.
No, as the Nick. No. I'm stopping you, D-Lo, because he want to be cynical. So come on, let's bring it. Yo, we don't care when it comes to the Knicks. No, but individual awards like going to the Hall of Fame, getting a jacket. Yeah, we gonna honor that. But no, we not gonna honor Pat Riley on the all-time Knick coaching list when you
Carmelo ain't get us no ring. Carmelo ain't get.
He didn't. It absolutely didn't. But we talking about an individual award.
No.
But David, you saw what I put in the chat the other day. Carmelo not getting us a ring is not all on Carmelo.
I was just about to say that, L. Can we go through the coaches that Carmelo Anthony had?
Right. Let's do that.
I wish he had Tibbs. Oh, I wish Carmelo had Tibbs.
Listen, he probably would have got broke down and didn't make the Hall of Fame. He wouldn't have made it.
Right. He would have been in the same category as Derrick Rose.
Yep. And you said Derrick Rose wasn't generational. That was another.
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
take a page
The
out of
youngest
somebody.
MVP in NBA
The
history.
youngest MVP in NBA history. And you
I
gonna
didn't
tell
say
me
he wasn't a generational talent.
You
I
gonna say
didn't say
he
that.
wasn't generational? That
Didn't
dude was
say
just
that.
okay.
I said Malone.
You said he wasn't. No, you said D Rose wasn't generational. Do I
said
have to
he-
pull it up? I
You
got
can
my
pull it
phone
up.
right here.
I'm telling you. I say, now he's not on the level of joking.
You said that's what you said. You said you called Jokic generational and said Derrick Rose is not on his level. That would mean that Derrick Rose is not generational.
Right. Don't try to
That's what
twist
that
it up
means.
now because we out here. I want people to know what you be saying. You be blaspheming in the chat.
Okay. So I bet, is Derrick Rose the Hall of Famer, you think?
I believe he would have been.
If he hadn't gotten, if a certain coach wouldn't have ran his, in the
That
ground.
ain't Tibbs' fault. That's these AAU people.
No,
got
that was your coach ran him in the ground. Your coach ran Derrick Rose in the
How
ground.
are you
All
trying to
these
blame the
AA
You the
AAU
only
on
one.
Derrick
You the
Rose?
only one that don't say Tibbs ran Derrick Rose in the ground. Everybody has said Tibbs has ran Derrick Rose in the ground. You the first one that I've ever heard that didn't say Tibbs didn't run Derrick Rose in the ground. You the only one. I haven't heard nobody say that. Nobody nowhere has said that.
Part of Derrick Rose's demise is Tibbs. The other part is this AAU foolishness. They play basketball all day long.
Butler,
That's
you
why-
gonna let him get away with this? You really gonna sit here and let him
He's
talk
gonna sit
this?
there and eat his chips.
You really gonna sit
That's
there
why
and eat
Ja
your
Morant
chips and let
played-
him say this about Derrick Rose and everybody on the planet?
Ja Morant missed a lot of games. He missed half a season for brandishing weapons. That have nothing to do with
Zion Williamson,
Zion Williamson was fat
Ingram.
Robinson down there in New Orleans eating all that Creole food.
and doesn't want to be in New
Zion
Orleans. Was
Williamson-
mad that the Knicks didn't win the lottery.
Right. He
Because he
didn't want
wanted
to
to be
even
in
be
New
there.
York.
He wanted to be in New York.
And he hasn't
And hasn't
recovered
recovered
since.
since.
That's not.
These AAU guys ain't got no legs.
Bishop, have you seen Bishop Heflin? Yes, Bishop.
Right, Bishop
Yes,
Heflin.
Bishop.
Bishop Heflin, yes. Davey is Tibbs' agent.
He's
I
Tibbs'
agree.
agent, yes. I
My
hope
brother-
he's getting a good percentage.
My brother, Pastor Larry Agee, Knicks don't beat top team right now. Yeah, that's where we are right now.
0-11.
And it's all coaching.
0-11.
Man,
If we would have got at least 5 of those wins, we wouldn't be fighting for the 3 seed right now.
If you took
So we ain't fighting for it. We settled in the 3 seed.
No, we not. We gotta.
we still gotta win one game.
We gotta win
We still
one
gotta win one
game.
game.
We're gonna win one game. Come on.
I don't know. It's
One
Detroit,
game?
Cleveland, and Brooklyn to end the season.
And Brooklyn's not going to lay down. So you better hope they get one of these next 2, because if they go to
Okay.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn's going to play them hard.
Right, Larry.
Okay,
All
what
coaching.
Brooklyn do? We can put our B squad against Brooklyn.
No.
Yeah,
You
okay,
can't.
all right.
you don't know that for sure, Davey, because you ain't really seen the B squad play.
Right. They don't play
Yeah,
enough.
we did. We saw that DeLon Wright. I like DeLon Wright.
I like DeLon Wright too.
Well, Tibbs don't, because he didn't play
Apparently.
But he
right.
ain't
Right,
gonna get on,
Tibbs don't like them.
he ain't gonna get on the court over Deuce or Jalen Brunson.
It's not
He
even a
gonna-
matter of, but see, Davey, it's not even it's a good coaching is situational. Since we want to talk about Riley and Van Gundy, let's go back to Riley's team, that championship run team from '94. The Knicks starting 5 was who? Derek Harper, John Starks. You had Derek Harper, John Starks, Anthony Mason, Charles
Oakley.
Smith, Oakley, Ewing.
And Ewing.
So your starting 5 was, you moved Charles Smith to the bench, who was a starter with the Clippers.
Right, he was a 6 man.
He was your 6th man. You had Rolando Blackman coming off your bench, and then situationally, you saw Hubert Davis.
That's why everybody was upset with him not bring because you not only had Blackman who you didn't bring off the bench, but you also had Hubert Davis who played all year long, and you didn't play him. You didn't bring him in.
He left Starks in there because Starks got him there.
Yeah, okay.
Right,
And
but you're correct about that. Game 7.
And
listen, Game 7, Riley had a brain fart.
What did Riley say? What did Riley say years later?
I wish I would have pulled him.
Okay, you don't never bring that up, Dave. That Riley admitted he was wrong
Riley
for going
repented.
with the guy that got him there. Riley admitted he was wrong. You don't remember that?
That's too little, too late.
Okay, but he admitted it. He did.
Wait, Larry, who's going to beat Cleveland?
Said the Knicks are.
The Knicks are going to beat Cleveland?
He said they're going to rest their starters.
Yeah, Cleveland wrapped up. By the way, Cleveland wrapped up the number 1 seed tonight in the East. By with their win tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers did wrap up the number.
We're going to get a win against one of them top teams in the regular season. I'll tell you that.
What?
Right, Bishop Heflin. Yeah, we're
going to get a win against one of them top seeds in the regular season. We ain't going to finish 0-12 against them. We're going to beat Cleveland.
Well, if they not playing their starters,
but it doesn't matter in game 81 with nothing on the line. This is not like it's not like we lost to them 3 times, but we've been killing everybody else. And game 81 is going to decide the Eastern Conference. Now, then I could say, okay, if the Knicks go out there and beat them, it means something. The Knicks winning on Thursday won't mean nothing.
If you ask me, the Knicks need to fall to number
Friday.
4. The Knicks need to fall to the 4th seed so they can play Cleveland in the second round. If you ask me, they do. They need to fall.
That would mean having to beat Milwaukee in the first round. There ain't no guarantee of that.
But you know what? I'd rather try to beat Milwaukee than Detroit. Think about it.
Honestly, we got a better chance against Milwaukee.
That's what I'm saying. And we got a better chance at beating Cleveland than we do beating Boston.
Y'all ain't bigging up Detroit Pistons right now. I know this can't be.
They beat us.
I'm not bigging up the Detroit Pistons.
They beat us.
The eye test says that this is not last year's Pistons team. This is a team that beat Cleveland last week. They beat Cleveland last week
in the Garden.
They beat
the Knicks in the Garden.
They beat Boston a few weeks before that.
And they're seed number what? 6? They're the 6th seed for a reason.
I agree that Pistons don't have the experience, Tesla, but at the same time, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen.
We gotta stop letting seeding
mess
with our minds. Because if there's anybody that understands seeding don't mean nothing, it's definitely Knicks fans from
we were the 4th seed that year. We played Atlanta.
We were the 8th seed in 99.
We were the 8th seed in 99.
The Spurs.
Right. And then we were the 4th seed when we played Atlanta, and Atlanta beat us 4-1 that year.
Got us out of here.
But you're talking about a young Cade Cunningham.
You remember
you're right.
alcoholic
you're right,
ice
Greg.
tray?
You're right, Bishop Heflin.
Alcoholic ice tray.
It's absolutely best of 7. And you're right, Larry, you know I trust you. The Pistons are tough. Them young boys are hooping.
They are hooping. You cannot just discount this team. I'm sorry.
And yes, and
how they gonna hoop when it comes to playoff time when they get in the Madison Square Garden lights?
Listen, this is a great point Larry makes here. 99 was a lockout year. The Knicks started slow that year, if you remember. They finished 27-23. It was only a 50-game season.
Right.
But they hit their stride at the right time.
That's
all the team has to do.
Campion Ewing was killing that front line.
You gotta remember, the Miami Heat 2 years ago were a play-in team that went to the finals. Play-in team that went to the finals. It don't
matter. It's all about when you hit that stride.
And
ask the Lakers. Ask the Lakers, because the Lakers gonna show you that this year.
And favorable matchups. If you can get some favorable matchups,
show you that this year. The Lakers gonna have to play OKC in the Western Conference Final,
and they just might beat them.
And they're gonna lose.
They might beat them.
How you feel?
I'm not
How you feel?
going to say that.
Again, you got
I
to
ain't gonna say
remember,
that.
it's a now healthy Luka Doncic who missed half the season in Dallas. He's hitting his stride now.
And nobody's
And
stopping
Austin
LeBron.
Reeves is a sleeper. That dude is a sleeper.
LeBron, when they make
And
steroids,
JJ's done a great
they
job
pull
with that
blood
defense.
from LeBron. I think when pharmacists make steroids, they pull blood from
LeBron ain't on.
They
I
mix it.
told you, LeBron
Either
ain't on
that or they injected
steroids.
him with it.
LeBron.
I didn't say LeBron. I didn't say LeBron is on steroids. I said LeBron.
Well, I know
is
what
the
he's on.
steroid.
I think he's on them, but
He's on crack cocaine.
I
Only
knew
time
that-
you
I
see
knew
a
that
40-year-old
Davey-
man run that fast, that's crack.
I knew that Davey was going. I knew that Davey right. I knew that Davey right.
If you see a 40-year-old man, I'm talking about the old 80s and 90s crackhead that help you move your apartment by themselves. LeBron James.
Yeah, they can lift up a couch by themselves. Now I
That's
witnessed that.
Yes.
I'm not messing with y'all. Let me go to the comments.
I've seen them lift up a couch by themselves and take it down 3 flights of stairs.
Let me go to the comments.
That's
Tespa
LeBron
said,
James on
And
crack.
go down the go down a flight of stairs
in the
without
words of
dropping.
Without
Kevin
stumbling.
Bond, and
Listen.
we're moving. And
Salute.
we're moving. Tespa said, but this is the reason why I hate the play-in, because the whole mix-up cost the Knicks going in the second round last year. That year. No,
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go and join Citadel's telethon.
They
right
still
quick.
on there.
And I'm gonna come right back. Let me go join on there. And those of you that are watching, if you would just please let's help Bishop Kevin Bond and Citadel. The way that the system is right now with government lending and predatory lending and developments. I don't know, but I'm gonna jump on there and I'm gonna come right back.
We'll
guys.
see you shortly. As Bishop L takes his leave of us shortly, Tesfa said, "Man, they're talking about pure grace. Don't join them, just with this drug talk."
Listen, that's 125th Street crack. They don't make. Listen, 125th Street crack is a different
I'm
version.
telling you,
All right,
they don't have that no more.
125th and 8th Avenue. That you got to be specific. Bojangles.
Larry, you think
125th
Lakers in 5? Really?
125th Street and 8th Ave. That's some grade A crack right there.
Pastor
Yes, it
Larry thinks that the Lakers beat OKC in 5 in the conference finals. I don't know about that, Larry.
That shit is sharp. Yeah.
I think that's a harder win than that.
OKC been running over everybody all year. They got that SGA, Chet Holmgren.
But
I mean-
again, you have to be reminded of one of the great teams of our time in the Golden State Warriors, who went 73-9 and did not win the championship.
Got beat.
Which is why, even though they bested the Bulls by 1 game, because the Bulls went 72-10, the Bulls will always be regarded as the greatest team in '96
Because they
won
finished
the
off
ship.
with a ring.
They finished it 72-10, and they won the whole thing. OKC in 6. Okay, he says OKC is 6. Bishop Elders, but that was quick.
I think it ended.
Okay. Larry's got OKC over LA in 6 in the conference finals in the West. Listen, the West is just still wide open. Let me just look and see real quick.
3
The
through
Lakers
8.
could finish
I didn't
8th.
put it on the screen
3
tonight,
through
but-
8 is still fighting for seeding
but
right
based
now.
upon, I'm about to pull up the current standings as of right now. As of right this moment in the Western Conference, the Lakers are 3rd and pretty much there. Houston Houston's got the 2nd seed locked up. It's only 4 games left, and 3 games left for Houston, and they're 4 games ahead of the Lakers. So
It's 3 through 8 right now.
Houston's got that locked up. LA is a game ahead of Denver. Denver's tied with Memphis.
Come on.
The Clippers are a game behind Memphis,
Come on.
tied with Golden State.
Come on.
Wow.
Minnesota's a half a game behind Golden State.
Come on.
That's it. That's 3 through 8.
3 through 8. So I'm telling y'all, a game and a half separates all of them.
You could be Minnesota right now, go
And
on a
jump
heater.
all the way to the 4th seed.
Yep, you could go on a heater if you're Minnesota and still finish. They could jump to the 3rd seed, quite honestly.
They could jump
And the Lakers
to the 3rd.
could fall to the 8th
The
seed.
Lakers could fall to the 8th.
They could
It's
end up
wide
in
open.
the play-in. They can end up. You could go from the 3 seed to the play-in in the next 3 days.
This is the
next
one.
3
Good,
days.
I will say this is the one good thing.
That's crazy.
That the play-in, even though the players hate it, I think it's the one good thing that the play-in tournament has done in terms of keeping teams as well as cities involved. Because again, it's the same thing. But I also still think if it's 1 through 8, it's 1 through 8. That part of it, I didn't want to see go away because if you earned it, you earned it. Why do the 9th and 10th teams have a shot? Now, what I do think, though, is if you got teams that are tied, at the end in terms of, the 8th seed is tied with the 9th seed or the 10th seed, then you don't go to tiebreakers. You make them play a one-game playoff with each other. That's what I think. That's the one thing that I will give baseball that they always got right. Baseball has always believed in the one-game playoff.
And you mentioned baseball. I know we talking about basketball, but them Mets is playing some ball, guys. Them Mets is playing some.
It's all gimmicks.
No, ain't no gimmick about this. Them dudes in Flushing.
It's all gimmicks.
I know you being funny.
That's a shot at me.
I know. I saw the chat the other day.
I ain't changed. I'm not changing my stance.
And I'm a Yankee fan.
You can be a Yankee fan, but the Yankees got what the Mets got.
Yo, them Mets is playing right now.
I am not saying that it's all gimmicks. What I was, just let me let y'all in behind the curtain. If you're familiar with the New York Mets, Edwin Diaz, the closer, has this whole elaborate entrance that he has for home games.
I wish I was there to see it.
It's a WWE style entrance for the closer.
Those horns, it sound like the Rapture in there.
It does. Listen, they get them all. And last year they actually had a live horn player doing it.
They had it today.
Last
They had it this
year.
year.
He's back this year. Okay, so they got a live horn. They got live horns.
Pyro. They got the pyro.
It's dope. All I said in our chat was, all of that is good and well, and I said it's cool, but, and again, I'm a Yankee fan. Put a caveat on that. For me, it doesn't mean as much as when Enter Sandman would come on, that bullpen door would swing open in the Bronx, and number 42 would jog out. That slow, methodical jog that made you know that the game was over. But that was built not out of a sense of gimmickery and trying to create something.
Let me stop.
That was done because this guy was the most dominant closer in baseball history.
Let me.
I'm not mad at the Mets. I'm just saying that it's
Context.
manufactured. That's all I was saying.
This is what our beloved producer of the show.
Listen, and y'all see what I do for our show. I love bells and whistles. I love them.
I came into our chat, and all I said was, this entrance is crazy because we talk about all sports in this chat. Right
Absolutely.
Here. This one right here. See? This right here.
All right.
Right here.
Before you put it on something that we don't want them to see. Because you know we be talking reckless in that chat.
Here's what he said.
Somebody beat a screenshot. He said what in the chat?
Here's what he said. It's a WWE style entrance for a closer.
But you know what? You got also
hold on, Jay.
It is.
It's brilliant.
It is.
Now you know when you put the butt there, you're really not. You really don't care much about it.
I admit it.
The word "but" changes how we really look at what you said prior. Okay, this is just coming from an English major. This conjunction word, this word, when you put "but," it changes. It changes how we are supposed to look at what you said prior.
And coming from a business major, I gave it its props for what it is. A gimmick. No, I'm not gonna let you finish. Because you're trying to finish.
Oh my!
All you doing is rereading what I just said.
It's a WWE style entrance for a closer. It's brilliant, but it will never beat the sound of the bullpen door opening in the Bronx and Enter Sandman playing as Mariano Rivera took the methodical jog to the mound. You knew the game was over. I said, that day is gone, brother. Let's find something else of relevance. He says, maybe it's gone, bro, but here's that word but again. Here's that word but again. The Mets, watch what he says. The Mets are trying to manufacture.
Yes, and I stand by that.
Wait a minute.
Nah, I disagree with you.
Manufacture something that just happened organically on the other side of town.
Correct.
I said, here's what I said, which I've been screaming since the winter meetings.
You did.
Here's what I said. The Mets are being culturally
relevant. Yeah.
And you did something just now that most old people do, trying to make us never forget Mariano. It's brilliant, but that was very old of you, bro. When you heard Enter Sandman, yes, you knew the game was 99% over. No one debating that. I'm just saying that the entry over there in Citi Field was crazy. And by the way, he did close the game.
Tell him to
I was
do
gonna
it
say Edwin Diaz has been
694 more times. That's my argument.
You know what? He wants them to shave their face too over there.
No. Remember, on this show, I agreed that the Yankee mindset on that was
You're a Yankee purist. It's all right. It's fine.
And the Yankees are trying to stay relevant. That's why they cut. They want people to have beards.
No. For the record,
That's true. I agree with you, Dave.
You're a Yankee purist. I'm a Yankee fan. You're a Yankee
For the record,
purist.
I am not a Yankee purist. I am very pissed off as a person. You talked about your English major. I was a business and marketing major, as you know from what I do. This is what I do. So marketing and business is my life. I think it's crazy that in 2025, the New York Yankees are the only team in Major League Baseball that doesn't have a City Connect jersey. Those things are flying off the shelves. Although I think that gray is a little too dark on the Mets City Connect jersey. But I love what they tried to do with that NYC across the front.
It's selling, though. It's selling.
Exactly. So
it's selling.
I'm pissed that the Yankees won't join in.
They're not going to because
They're not
they
going
think
to.
pinstripe sell. The
Why
pinstripe.
should they?
The pinstripe still sell.
gimmick.
It is
It's
a gimmick.
gimmick to you.
Just because I think it's a gimmick doesn't think I don't believe it's a moneymaker.
Well, this gimmick going to the World Series.
Yeah, I'm
Again,
telling you,
I am
them
not
Mets
calling
looking
the
good right. They
Mets
looking
that-
good right now.
I am not
man.
calling the team a gimmick.
Did we beat Detroit today? Because if we got swept by Detroit,
The Yankees lost to Detroit today.
They lost
5-0.
today.
got swept. Okay.
That's what I'm telling you. And the Mets, they continuing to hit the cover off the ball. They scored 10 runs today again, man. The
Right,
Mets ain't
Tesper,
playing.
you get it. Enter Sandman to put the teams to sleep. He rapped. That was it. But it happened organically. Like
And that
it
was 30 years ago.
That's Butler's point.
That's Butler's point.
Yeah.
But my point wasn't the fact of whether it was the fact that it was something that happened organically. It
But
did not have to be manufactured in
Tesper,
order to create that buzz.
I see Tesla said the pinstripes are a classic, iconic sports jersey. Some things you don't touch.
Oh, no, you don't have to touch the
but
City Connect
that's-
is an alternative uniform.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what. But you're making Butler's point. This is what Butler is saying. Sometimes you can be so traditional, you can be too traditional.
And I agree. The Yankees
That's
can
what I
be
think
that.
Bishop Butler is trying to say.
Right,
He's
but that's
not
not me.
saying get rid of the tradition. He's saying add something to it and spice it up.
And
be traditional.
I'm
Is
for that.
that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And
I'm saying,
I'm not against that.
I'm saying, ain't nobody telling
No,
you.
I'm not saying you, Bishop D'Lo. I know you
don't-
agree with that.
All I'm
You
saying
agree with that.
Ain't nobody saying you ain't got to stop wearing prayer cloths. All I'm saying is maybe you should wear a hat sometime.
now and then wear a hat. No
Every now and then put on a hat.
No
Don't put on a
doilies.
prayer
No
cloth.
doilies.
Come on with the prayer cloth.
Get
Put
the
on a
chapel
hat
caps
sometime,
off your
man.
head. The chapel cap. Get it off your head.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's
Right,
the
Tesla.
point.
Yeah,
that's the point.
And that is the thing. Again, as a marketing
Yeah.
person, that pisses me off about.
Do
the
you
team.
know? Let me as we're
Well,
talking,
you know what?
as we're
I think
talking, I'm
Thibodeau
looking at-
maybe Tibbs is a Yankee fan.
as we're talking.
Oh, God, here
As
you
we're
go.
talking,
You know what?
I'm looking at.
You just want to get me started. That's what
right?
you want to do.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at my Yankee hat.
Wanna
Do
get
you
me
know?
started.
Do you know that the Yankee organization is not in favor of the different color or different flavors of Yankee hats? Did
I
y'all
do
know
know
that?
that. I do know that.
Yeah,
They
I
were
knew
not
that.
the MLB overruled them.
Yeah, they went to New Era and said, "Y'all do what y'all do.
Right.
It's selling."
But the Yankees wanted.
And,
The Yankees
and I got a
wanted to keep it
wall
blue
over
and
here
white.
with every flavor of Yankee cap I could possibly get.
I used to like the red. I used to like the red one. That used
Well,
to be my
oh
joint.
my God, Steinbrenner hated the red one.
I know, but I used to love the
Like,
red
the,
one.
The one
Oh,
L got
yeah.
on right now is my favorite. I love my blackout.
And I love the black on black.
That blackout that blackout fitted is I love it.
The black on black and the red with the white interlock. I love those.
And I like the ones that they wore for spring training this year with the pinstripes on the cap.
Yeah, that's a but see, that's a nod back to that's a
To
nod.
the early days, right?
That's
And that-
it. That's
and that's
a
why they
nod.
allowed it. Yeah.
That's what. Okay.
Yeah.
Tradition.
I get it.
Yeah. So listen. I think the Yankees are going to pick up steam because their pitching is too good.
I got a pink one over here.
Their pitching is too good for them not to
got a-
win games.
I got a
I think right now they're
camouflage
just trying to
one.
find
Oh my
their
God,
stride.
I got like about
The Yankees
45
pitching
Yankee
is-
caps over here.
Garrett Cole, him getting hurt was something.
That hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That hurt. Wait, would you say, Tesla, that's like asking Tiffany to do different color blue? It's not happening. I'm not comparing the Yankees to the Tiffany's brand. But, again, Tiffany's, their whole thing. Did you change your name to Tom Tibbs in the chat? Dave, I'm sick of you.
Tom Tibbs.
Dave got a roll. Dave, love you.
Peace
Listen,
out,
if
y'all.
you need us, let us know.
Dave, feel
anything,
better,
right?
man. Feel better, bro.
Yes,
we
sir.
love you.
Keep
Love
that
y'all
pressure
too.
down. Keep the pressure down, brother.
Come on, Sue. Keep that pressure
Keep
down,
that
Sue.
pressure down. Come on, keep that pressure down. All right, bro. But he says Tesla says it's not like asking Tiffany to do a different color blue. It's not happening. So I get it for the Yankees. It's not happening for the City Connect jerseys, but it should, because as much as George was a purist, George was also a businessman.
He was a businessman. I guarantee you, he would have changed up something. He would have did something.
He would have did something.
Especially
Because-
the way that the Yankees are moving. The Yankees got a different uniform for every day of the week. Yo, they got like 6 different uniforms.
The Mets, you mean the Mets? Yeah.
The Mets got like 6. Oh, by the way, will you be ready? That's another Glory Gear shirt.
Get your glory gear. But yeah, the Mets have been doing variations since like the late 90s, which I always appreciated. Like I love the black on orange, the black on with the blue and orange piping Met jersey.
I love the Mr. Met hat. They only wear that hat in spring training.
The spring training Mr.
I
Met.
love the
Yep.
Mr. Met hat.
Mr. Met is an iconic iconic mascot.
That
Absolutely.
Mr. Met spring training hat is hard to get, but I love that hat, man. Do you see this? Do you see this about with Mel Sr.?
Yes, we are planning to do at least one live one in person, probably during the playoffs at some point. We just got to figure it out, because my schedule is the problem, because I live in Virginia, so getting to New York to where we can
We gotta
all be
get
together.
him up north. We gotta
I-
get him up north.
I have to be in New
He
York.
comes to New York.
I do come to New York on a regular basis.
He leaves. He leaves very quickly.
It's stealth mode for him.
Bro, I get in, I get out.
He leaves under darkness, under cover. You can't see it when he leaves.
I might come. I'll come in on a late Friday night.
It's a radar that
I'll be in certain. I'll
never
be at a
seen.
New Life service on Saturday. I preach at my Brooklyn church on Sunday morning, and immediately after that, I'm in my car.
He's
and
on that
I'm
95
on
south.
95 back, and I'm back in Virginia by 8:00 that night.
Oh my gosh. Too funny. Too funny.
It's the truth. It is the truth. I'm in the Richmond area, Bishop Heflin. Kenny Copeland, what's going on, bro? But no, we gonna make that happen. Once
Yeah,
the
we got it.
playoff-
We didn't do it last year. Me and Bishop Butler, we went up to our spot in the
Once,
city,
once
and
the
we was
playoff
live.
schedule comes out,
Yeah.
once the playoff schedule comes out, we go and I hope it'll be where I can come up on a weekend, or come up on a Friday, and we can go to the bar and do the show live. From
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
I love
don't
that
be
spot.
drinking. We drink ginger ales at the bar.
Drink
What we
ginger ale and eat wings,
Daddy sodas.
but we yell like everybody else. Yes,
We sure do.
live up in there, yo.
It be live. Yo, when I went up there with Butler that time, I was like, wow, I like this. I like this.
You got food at a good price. It's much cheaper than it is in the garden.
You better believe
oh,
it.
much cheaper, much cheaper.
You got
That
TVs.
garden food.
There are TVs everywhere with the game on, sound and surround sound.
That's how you
People
want it.
are watching the game, and everybody in there is like family.
They cheering, they boom. It get quiet like it do when
Yeah.
another team is
You
going
high
up. Yeah.
fiving, you high fiving strangers.
Strangers, it's the best feeling in the world.
You start talking about the game and the nuances with strangers. It's a real nice atmosphere. It really
Bishop
is.
Heflin, I'm about 90 minutes from Virginia Beach. About 90 minutes from Virginia Beach.
Too far.
Which-
Where you at in Arlington?
No, I'm in Richmond.
Oh, you in Richmond?
I'm in Richmond. Arlington is further north.
We're gonna be.
I'm about 45 minutes from
The
Arlington.
Ignite conference is gonna be in Arlington, Virginia this year. in
Oh, I
October.
might have to sneak up. There.
Come on
I
and
might
sneak
have to
up.
sneak
That's
on
what I'm
up there.
telling you, bro.
Just gotta make sure I get the date so I'll pull that. I can do it. I can definitely do that. Come up there.
Yeah, we're gonna be
That's a-
right in.
that's a
We're gonna be
short
right in
little drive.
Arlington. Yeah.
But yeah, about 90 minutes, and I will be in Virginia Beach this weekend preaching. So if you know somebody in Virginia Beach, tell them to meet me at 1023 Wilcox at noon. I'll be at what is the name of that church? I will be at Spirit of Truth Family Worship Center at noon on Sunday.
I love VA Beach, by the way. That's a
Oh yeah, that's nice.
nice place. That's
Very
a
nice. Very
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Get
Yes,
you some
sir.
Get you some core soft ice cream. Gotta
Mel,
get some
you
Coors.
can you one of us, bro. You just got to say the word. You want to roll, you can roll. You definitely one of us.
Put something else up.
Well, you can forget that. He said he started a petition for WWE being on Easter weekend is diabolical.
It's diabolical. We all agree with that. We all agree with that.
In Vegas too.
But we will be live streaming from Willie Green's crib on WrestleMania Saturday night.
Oh, I didn't know
Yes, we
this.
are.
Yes, we made the determination last
you
week. You
wasn't
missed
on
last
last
week's show.
week.
You
Yes,
wasn't
we
on
going
last
to Willie
week.
Green.
We going to Willie.
Am I
Yes,
invited?
yes, you
Yes.
are invited. We will be live streaming during WrestleMania.
Oh, my wife gonna love that. She gonna
from
be
Willie
happy. I
Green's
won't
house.
be in
Could
here
you be
yelling
out the
my head
house?
off.
Could you be out the house?
What?
We're gonna
Listen,
be
first of all,
live
let me
from
tell
Willie
you.
Green's house.
Let me tell y'all, I was getting ready to sneak. I was getting ready to sneak into Vegas for Friday and Saturday. And make it-
Listen,
Bro, why
they
was I
got
looking
so
at flights
many-
today? I found a
getting-
flight out of Richmond for $139 on Thursday. I'm like, and I can come back on
Listen,
Sunday.
they got so many parties, after parties, get-togethers going. You don't gotta go to Mania.
You ain't even got to
Because Mania gonna be on every place you go. It's gonna be on the TV.
It's gonna be on the TVs in every hotel on the strip.
It's gonna be watch parties all up and down the strip. It's
Since
gonna
we
be
talking about
bananas.
wrestling, is Rhea back with
No.
Judgment Day?
No,
Pierce made a mistake.
she's not back with the
Adam
Judgment.
Pierce made a mistake. They've been roasting him all day about that mistake
I was like,
online.
no.
They've been roasting Pierce all day. Even
Nah.
Rhea got in on it. Rhea made a joke about it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm upset
they've been
how they
roasting
did
Pierce all day.
how they did that match though. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with Rhea.
I feel like Bianca's legit upset though, because she seems
She
like
is.
real angry.
She is legit.
I think she's
and
legitimately upset.
Let me just say this though. I think there was a mess up with some of the writing from the get up because the match is really Rhea and Bianca. I think that's what the WWE would profit most off of. The Io Sky Bianca match is not as appealing.
But this is one of those WrestleManias, Butler, where you got all of these triple threats, fatal four-way matches. This is that, and I don't like 3-ways and 4-way dances. I don't like, and you got so
Not
many.
not
you
for
got,
championships.
Nah,
Not for
and you got so many. You got the Intercontinental Championship now. It's going to be a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania. They just added that last night. We got Rollins, Roman, and CM Punk is a triple threat. I mean, you got Bianca, Rhea, and Io Sky is a triple threat. It's a lot of those matches going on, and I think the United States Championship is going to be a 3-way too. I think it is. I think the U.S. Championship is a 3-way. I think it's L.A. Knight, the new Luchador, and what's not Solo. What's his name? The werewolf.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu. That's going to be a 3-way. So we got all these matches.
Which I don't think it needed to be
many.
either. Yeah.
That's too many.
That's too many. So what
And just like you said, the match with they don't need Seth Rollins in that match. The money match is CM Punk Roman Reigns. That's what everybody wants.
The money match.
That's the money.
So is the
I think Seth is in it to
WWE
throw a swerve somewhere though.
He thinks.
I think
I think Paul Heyman's going with him.
So
Yeah,
so
with-
then
with
that,
Seth.
so it's
He's
safe
the one
to
that
say-
benefits the most from aligning himself with Heyman at this point in his career.
And last, did you see Raw last night? He said,
Yeah.
"Now you owe me a favor."
Now you owe me a favor, yeah.
They're already planting the seed for it to happen.
So
What were you saying, Butler?
it's safe to say that what it looks like is the WWE is trying to capitalize on all of the faces or as many faces as possible.
That's what they're doing.
WWE, which
This
I
is-
think is unnecessary because if you're doing 2 nights, you can spread this out.
I mean, it's going to be spread out over the 2 nights. I just don't think because it feels like some of the storylines now are thrown together
Forced.
when you had some really good organic stuff going on that you really didn't have to force it. And I agree with this, Mel. I agree. They have too much talent and they're trying to feature everyone. You can't.
Well, we got to remember in WrestleMania's past, when Vince was there were people that were left off of the show. So now Triple H is in charge. Triple H is trying to show, hey, I
Yeah,
wanna
we
get
haven't
as
heard
many
from the
people
Wyatt
in.
Six in a while. Like they came out as a blaze of glory and it gets kind of petered off.
Fizzled out. They got drafted to SmackDown. They got traded to SmackDown.
SmackDown, and then we don't see them no more.
Haven't seen them.
And I was
they're-
really interested.
And I listen,
in that
I was
storyline.
the way they started it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't
Fizzled out.
held. And I think part of that problem was I would have made. I mean, nothing against Bray's brother, but I would have made Alexa Bliss the leader.
But she just came back.
Right,
So maybe that's what they're saving. Maybe that's a good way to bring them back. Have them confront Alexa Bliss and try to recruit her. She resists for a while. Somehow they get the doll involved and the doll is talking to her. You need to go back to something like that, just to get some interest back with the Wyatt Six because they were really rolling, man. That was
That was listen. That their first when they first came out and they tore up the backstage and bloodied everybody. We were all like, "Yes, this is great."
What's his name? Had the bullet hole in his head.
Yep.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Well, no, they got to find a new opponent for Randy. Now that Kevin Owens, by the way, that is not a storyline injury. Kevin Owens is legitimately hurt.
Yeah.
And he will not be wrestling at WrestleMania. That is not a storyline injury.
I think it's going to be the GM. I think it's going to be the GM, Nick Aldis.
What happened with Evander Holyfield? What?
His son.
His
son
son.
is on the development show.
Well, it's on Evolve.
Yeah.
Really?
TFS or whatever it's called, TSA or whatever it's called. It comes on
LG
Sunday
something.
nights.
Yeah.
It comes on Sunday nights. Yeah, he's one of the participants. They said he's good. I haven't watched the show, but I heard he's good.
I haven't watched the show yet either. So I mean, it's just too much wrestling right now.
Too much.
It's too much on right now.
And I'm
I
sorry.
can't keep
I'm
up.
sorry if anybody's an AEW fan.
Oh, I'm
I
not
just
watching
can't.
that. I'm
I
not
just
watching
can't.
that.
I just can't. I try.
Half empty arenas and no storylines. No, thank you.
I just can't. They
No,
have
no,
no
thank you.
storylines. It's. I mean, they do one match and they move on. They don't run a story. They don't do long
Listen,
storytelling.
WWE is holding my 9-year-old daughter's attention. my
Listen.
girl.
I got Artel back into it.
So because my Savannah is so much like she was so mad on Monday because she feels like they're doing Bianca dirty.
They doing her
And
dirty.
this is my 9-year-old.
I really believe that Bianca is getting the short end of the stick, but I think that that's because they did some bad writing in the beginning. They should have never let Rhea lose that match to they are
EO.
Yeah.
They're trying to push Io as a top talent at the top of the women's
not only
division.
that, they're stretching this Rhea not being able to beat Io Sky thing they're stretching that too long. They're running that like
they're gonna pay it off. They're gonna pay it off, but
I get it, but I agree with you from
I
the
agree with
sentiment.
you.
Like, do we really believe that Rhea can't beat Io Sky?
right.
Exactly.
Right.
Do we really believe that?
Exactly.
And if you look at the last few wins, they were fluky. They were fluky.
Yeah, they're very fluky. And then, of course,
the last fight last week, she had a pin for 30 seconds.
But Bianca was
an
knocked
hour
out
and a
outside
half.
the ring.
It was a 30 count.
The crowd kept counting. I was dying. I'm like, yo, this got to be the longest count in history
Fellas,
right now.
we gotta talk about this last one. I know before we go.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about Charlotte Flair.
Oh, getting
Tiffany Stratton.
getting flustered because she couldn't handle Tiffany going real life on her.
And yes, they went off script.
I know Charlotte was pissed.
Woo!
Yo, my girl said
You 0-3 outside the ring.
0 for 3 outside the ring.
Woo! She said,
I'm like, you gonna really bring up all 3 of her marriages? You gonna really do that?
You were crying. You expected me. You were crying on the talk show, man. But that's because Charlotte went off script the week before.
Mm-hmm.
So Tiffany was paying a receipt.
Listen,
In a receipt.
And guess what?
That's good mic
Now
work.
the match is interesting because nobody cared before.
that's good mic work.
How y'all like
That's fresh out of the Cena Rock book.
how y'all like Jey Uso
Yes.
yesterday?
Who?
Jey
Jey.
Uso.
Great promo.
The next heavyweight champion
Best promo of his career.
of his career. Yes, that was career making right there.
Best promo of his career.
That solidified him as a true main event talent.
Because he didn't have to rely on the yeet.
On the yeet, nothing.
He was talking, and they were normally after every time he
It's a
finished a sentence, they
yeet.
weren't doing that last night.
They were hanging on
Everybody
those
was
words.
sitting there like,
They were hanging on those words. Yep.
He was stopping them. He was like, no. I don't even need that today.
he crossed over last night. He crossed over.
He
He went to the next level last night. Yeah.
I really just want to be in Vegas for that pop when he wins.
I'm telling you, that stadium is going to be shaking.
Yeah. Yeah, that pop
That
is
stadium
gonna
is
be
going to shake.
nuts.
When he come out, it's going to shake, and when he pin him, it's going to shake.
Yep. Absolutely true.
Woo,
Absolutely
that's
true.
gonna be something.
Yeah, Mel J is set. Bishop Effler said he was pissed. Yeah. But that's the type of promo that we needed. And shout out to Gunther for like we talked about it last week. Like the amount of blood he got out of Jimmy, that did it. And I'm like, yeah, Gunther is top notch heel right now. And he's taking this gore to another level. We likened it to the 80s. Remember when they would get the gore and it'd be so much blood that they had to put the X on the screen because they didn't want us to see it as kids.
See, now NWA didn't do that. NWA, they were blade, you saw everything.
You saw all the blood.
WWE would put the X on WWF back then. We'll put the X on the screen. But in the NWA,
yeah, you saw all the blood.
You
And
saw
that was some Harley racing NWA bleeding.
they were bladed. They were seriously blading back then.
Mel, I said this last week. I said, yo, looking at that blood on him having Jimmy's blood on his chest like that, I'm like, yo, this is
He looked like a butcher. He like a butcher.
Yeah, it was psychotic. I'm like, yo, I love this.
Yeah.
This is good. This is real
But
good.
remember, Jimmy smacked the you know what out of him.
He did.
Oh my God. Woo.
He absolutely
he smacked
did.
he smacked the ghost out of him, man.
When is that fight? Is that fight Saturday or Sunday?
They haven't said yet.
It's gonna probably be Saturday. I don't see it. I don't. But they could put it on Sunday. But I don't see them putting 2 championships because the WWE championship is gonna be Sunday night.
But this is my issue with them deciding that Saturday night's main event was going to be Roman Punk.
I'm gonna tell you why they did it though. When you
Is that Saturday night's main event or is that
that's Saturday night's main event? No,
Cody and Cena's night
Cody
too.
and Cena is the closing night. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the convocation closing.
Yeah, that's the closing of convocation Sunday night. Yeah, WWE convocation.
I'll be right in front of my television service.
I sure will.
Resurrection, sir. Listen, he got up.
Service is over.
How many times y'all done heard me preach? Like, come out.
Listen,
Like,
that's the only thing you should be preaching on Resurrection Sunday anyway.
He got up. All right.
He got up. He is risen.
Watch this wrestling.
But-
We're fine, Jason. We're absolutely fine. Thank you very much. Moving on.
Okay.
Go ahead. We're not even doing that.
Okay. For a minute there, I didn't know that I had to look at the comment section. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
God bless you, overseer.
You're an hour late to our show. We're talking wrestling now.
Right.
Almost an hour and a half. We off that already. We off that.
We off that.
The reason why they're doing that is because they don't want to ruin Jay's pop. You gotta go back to WrestleMania 18 when they didn't put Rock Hogan on last.
Yeah,
Rock
and
Hogan
it ruined the rest of the
event.
show.
And it ruined the rest. They put it in the middle of the show, and nobody even remembers that the main event was Triple H, and Chris Jericho.
Yep. Rock Hogan stole the show.
Rock Hogan stole the show. They don't want that triple threat to steal the show. So so what they're doing is they're hedging their bet. If Jay, that's how you know Jay is winning.
I think it opens night 2.
That's where I would put it as the opening match.
It opens night 2.
Blow the stadium roof off in the beginning.
Right. And then, let the crowd get through the other matches, and then you come back with the main event.
I would follow up with the EO Sky match after that. That's what I would do.
Somehow I feel like that's going to be on Saturday. I think Tiffany and Charlotte's going to end up on Sunday.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying Jay and Gunther is going to be on Saturday.
I'm thinking Jay and Gunther is going to open up Sunday's show.
So you think they're going to put both heavyweight titles on the same card?
I think so. I think it's the only thing that makes sense because I can't see them putting that to open the Saturday show and not have I think we don't get a title match on Saturday and we get both title matches on Sunday.
Nah, they're gonna put one heavyweight title on Saturday.
That was my original thought until
and they're gonna put it in the spot you said, but they're gonna put it in the spot you said. They're gonna put it in the number 1. That's gonna start the night off on night 1.
And for those of you who aren't as much interested as we are with these big PLEs, you either want to open the show or you want to close the show. You don't want to be in the middle. Yeah, I mean, and it's taking nothing away from the great matches that I'm sure are going to be in the middle. But if you want to open the show or you want to close it.
The new storyline with New Day, I think it's going to take some time.
We love you, Overseer. We love you.
The new storyline with New Day, I think, is going to take a little bit of time.
It's got to build some more
to become believable.
Right, because they were faces for so long.
They were faces for so long, man.
I only feel like it would have, and I realize why they couldn't do it, but I think in J-Mac, I really want to hear your thoughts on this. I really think it would have been more believable if when they confronted Big E, they would have beat him up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Too.
I think they should have got physical with Big E, but
he was
he's
still a little injured though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I understand why
they were protecting him,
right? Why they couldn't get physical with him, but it would be more believable now if they beat his behind a little bit after, because everything they said was dead on. Like I was waiting for them to get that angry to where somebody put hands on him, but it didn't happen.
Or at least if they would have just grabbed him up, by the clothes. And got in his face, and then just give him a little shove and walked off. get a little physical. They didn't have to like
Oh, Mel,
totally put boots
we're
to
in
them.
total agreement. We're all waiting for the Cody heel turn. It's just not happening yet.
It ain't, and it's not happening this year.
I don't think it's happening for a while.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen for a
we
couple
agree.
years.
Yeah, it's
This
gonna be
guy,
it's gonna be a while.
like you, the commercial they did for him yesterday, the promo they did for him yesterday, without John Cena at all, it was almost like a 15-minute promo, and it was
Well,
like
Cody's the man right now. He is the face of the company.
he's the face, he's the quarterback.
He's
Yep.
the face, and he is a baby face. And the baby face right now, you know, WWE has always been a traditional
It's a baby
babyface company.
Babyface
Even
company.
though Roman Reigns was the champion for 4 years straight, but still.
But
it's
that's
been
what
traditional.
strengthens your baby face because you got to have that long heel run where the audience just gets so tired of it to where they're like they can't wait for the heel to get beaten. And like, listen, people, the hindsight being 2020, quite honestly, some people still don't see it this way. But The Rock stepping in last year and that was probably the best thing that could have happened to Cody.
Yes, it was.
It helped.
Because you got to realize, there were people complaining about that, but you got to
Mm-hmm.
realize, if you look at the WWE roster,
George, what up, bro?
how many heels are there on that WWE? On the,
Right, you're
on
like
the
real,
SmackDown
like
roster?
real solid heels, not tweeners, but actual heels.
Right,
You're
we don't. There's not a lot of heels other than Gunther and Roman.
Gunther,
And Roman is a tweener.
Roman's a tweener now. Yeah,
Right.
Roman's a full-fledged tweener.
He's a tweener. You don't have any real heels in the company.
I'll be glad to see Seth go back to being a heel too, though.
And that's why I believe he's going, because they gotta
Wait,
they don't have enough heels.
And
Everybody is saying Cody is not
You did
fighting.
that way too well just now.
They're like
Burn it down.
they're like Cody is not fighting anybody. I'm like, there's nobody for him to fight. Kevin Owens, you know. I mean, he fought Kevin Owens. There's not a lot of heels there. There's not a lot of heels.
And Seth is a natural heel.
That's my joint, yo. Burn it down.
Seth,
He gets
Seth-
on my. He's so irritating.
because at this point, you know, CM Punk will never be a heel again.
Never.
Roman will probably never be a heel again.
No, he's so. These guys are so over right now.
Yeah,
Roman-
so
Roman,
Seth
that-
is the only one that could make that transition back to heel, and people believe it.
Yeah, because he's irritating now.
He really is. Yo, him and these ball gowns he be wearing to the ring.
Nah, Seth is a tweener, Greg. He's a tweener right now.
Nah, he ain't no tweener.
No,
You don't think
Seth
so?
is a face.
He's a
Seth
face.
is a face right now.
But he's gonna be a heel, and they're gonna, and the crowd. is
But
gonna embrace
that's the beauty of Seth. Seth is one of those people who will get so over as a face, and then just like he did when he was a member of the Shield, do something so dastardly that everybody's looking at him like, "Oh, we hate you."
Yeah, he. I
When
can see
they
him
turned
going
him
with-
heel, when he hit Roman Reigns in the back with that chair,
Randy Orton Bishop is not a heel either. He'll never be a
face.
heel again.
He's a face. That's it.
Yeah.
Like he's not even a tweener anymore. He's
Nah,
a face.
Randy Orton is a face. He's gonna be a face.
Yes, Rusev coming back. I don't know if he's coming back at Mania. I don't. Because
I think they're gonna do. Remember, the Monday night after Mania is usually the big
right
night.
now. Yeah, we'll probably see him then because that's the beginning of the new year for
Yes.
WWE.
Yes.
You know, it's not in January. That's the beginning
Right.
of the new year.
Right.
WWE is Jewish. They their new year starts right around Passover. But,
Yes.
What is your predictions for Mania? For as particularly Cody and
I think Cena wins 17.
oh, okay.
I think Cena wins 17,
And then
Cody chases
Cody chases him for the rest of the year.
for the rest of the year, and then last night he wins it back.
So,
Well,
all right.
yeah.
So let's go through it. Update, because I have the updated card in front of me. Reigns, Punk, and Rollins. Predictions.
I think Seth wins and leaves with Paul Heyman.
I see that. I can see that. L.
I know I like Roman, yo. But
Yeah,
I,
and Roman,
let me help
Roman
you with
Punk
this
and Seth is
prediction.
confirmed as Saturday night's main event.
I'm gonna help you with this. I'm gonna help you with this prediction, Butler. Before you give it, I'm gonna tell you why you should pick against Roman. Do you remember Cody's prediction last time they teamed up? I mean, last year before their Mania match, Cody told Roman, "You're going to be a chief without a tribe.
Not a tribe. He did tell
You're gonna be without a wise man, and you're going to end up being alone." Everything
tell him that.
everything is happening. Everything is happening.
Very
He's
heel
got
promo.
the Ulafala, and he does not have a bloodline. So the last thing to be taken away from him is
a wise
Paul Heyman. So that's why I believe. This is why I believe long-term storytelling. Roman is not going to have Paul Heyman after Mania.
I mean,
And Triple H is very big on long-term
I
storytelling.
favor Roman, but I was actually going to pick Punk.
Nah, Punk ain't winning either. Punk is protected. He's bulletproof. He can lose and nothing.
Mel says Jacob helping Roman and then being a new faction.
Nah.
No, because I see Jacob and Roman colliding at some point.
Zilla, we still waiting on Zilla.
Zilla hasn't come out yet. Yeah, we haven't seen Zilla Fatu yet. All right.
Who's
signed?
next? What's the next match?
So I'm gonna go to that. I picked that one first because that's the only one that is actually confirmed for a night.
Right.
All other matches have not been determined as far as which night they're gonna be on. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of the card. Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Mysterio gets the win.
Mysterio.
I agree. Mysterio. Okay, we all
because he's been beating him up. So he got to get the payoff.
Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Jade. Jade.
I don't know. Right.
Jade.
You know why?
Long-term storytelling. I feel like Bianca's still involved in this somewhere.
Turned heel. She just turned heel. She has to get him. She has to. If you let Jay beat her, she's not a legitimate heel. Again, the women need legitimate heels too. I see Naomi beating her with some shenanigans, cheating to win. She gonna beat her, but it ain't gonna be clean. I'll put it like that. If Naomi wins, it won't be clean.
Okay. I'm sticking with Jay though, but okay.
You could
I know it's not
see
beyond.
Naomi not beating. I see Naomi winning and not being clean.
It's not a clean win.
I see Bianca getting involved in some way, and then Jay turning around and costing Bianca the title.
That's a possibility.
But because they're interwoven storylines with each other. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Logan.
Wow.
Mel says Bianca helps Naomi. I could see it, but I don't think it'll. Bianca has already gone to the All Black.
Nah, Bianca's not getting involved in this match.
I see Bianca. I can see Bianca involved, but not deliberately helping Naomi.
I see Bianca involved, but not now. They're going to stretch. This storyline is getting stretched out.
That storyline is going to get stretched.
It's getting stretched because Bianca is in the world title picture right now.
Okay.
Once she leaves the world title picture, Jade is going to confront Bianca, and Naomi's definitely confront Bianca because when she got slammed by Jade, don't forget she called Bianca's name out. Bianca! Bang!
Mm-hmm.
So this storyline ain't over. So that's why I say it's going to be a dirty win. Okay. Naomi wins, but it's not going to be clean.
I could see that. Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championships. Champion Braun Breaker versus Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor, the Fatal 4-Way. I'm sorry. I don't think Penta walks out with a championship just yet.
Not yet.
It's too early, though. It is too early.
He's going to get thrown out. He's not going to even be involved in
he's not going to be involved in the finish.
They're going to protect him. Dom is getting the belt.
I think Finn takes the pin from Dominic.
Dominic wins.
And that breaks up the Judgment Day once and for all.
Yes.
Wow.
Because they got friction. Dom wins the belt.
Dirty Dom.
Wow.
Listen.
Dom wins the title.
As much as I hated him early on in terms of him just not
being
good. Green
he is
and
so
stiff,
good.
he has become my favorite heel.
He is so good. He
Okay.
is so good. Yeah.
Dom has a nice little heel run with that Intercontinental title.
And him and Finn have been going at it. They've been going at it.
yeah,
And that's why
that tension is there.
and they say he can't win the big one. They've been saying that Dom can't win the big one.
So I
But now-
think
but
I
see,
think Dom
but-
wins and Finn eats the pin.
Okay, but now what happens though? Because both of them are heels. Who's turning?
And this is one of those cases where nobody really has to turn.
Right.
But I do feel like they do. If anyone turns, it's gonna be Finn, because I feel like Triple H wants to bring the Demon back, and the Demon was over as a face.
Way over.
All right.
WWE Women's Tag Championship: Liv and Raquel versus a to be determined opponent.
Right, because they're doing the tornado match,
The
so
tornado
we
match, right?
can't
So
predict that one.
We won't know that one until this week, probably.
Yeah.
Next up, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship.
Jacob.
Jacob Fatu gets his first championship.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Women's
I can- yeah.
Championship. WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus the Queen.
Woo, that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
I think it's still Tiffy time. I think Charlotte's gonna have to chase her a little bit more. And
if I
and
have
you know,
to pick, yeah.
and honestly, I feel like Charlotte was going to be the winner until last week, because Triple H was changing on the fly, like, oh, Tiffy's over and she just embarrassed her. Let's keep the belt on Tiffy a little while longer, make a change.
And we all know there's a difference between heat and go away heat.
And go away heat. Yep.
Charlotte is getting go away.
Go away heat. Yep. Yeah.
So right now you gotta leave the strap on Tiffany.
Leave the strap on Tiffany. I
Yeah.
agree with that. Elle, what you think? Tiffany?
I think Tiffany.
Yeah, you gotta leave the strap on her. You gotta leave it on her.
WWE Women's World Championship. Champion Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley.
EO,
Bishop Heflin picked LA Knight over Jacob Fatu. I don't know, Bishop.
nah.
I think
Jacob
some way-
is so popular right now. He's so over. He's winning that title.
It's time.
I think some way, somehow, EO winds up winning this match.
EO's winning.
I think
EO's winning.
there's too much going on in there.
Bishop Heflin picks the EST.
Mel
Picks Rhea.
Yeah.
So we got some dissension in the group.
No, a part of me wants to go to Rhea route because I feel like they really got to build this Rhea Ripley story, and they've done it. They've done a good job so far with her winning the title.
And Bianca doesn't need the belt.
Then having to vacate the belt.
But does Rhea need it?
Rhea doesn't need it either, honestly.
That's why I'm saying, and that's why
you think Io retains?
Io wins,
And then you got a
Rhea
feud
and
between Bianca.
at SummerSlam.
Okay. Right, because we're not getting Bianca and Jay till next year.
No, that's not happening until next year at WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania match.
Yes.
We're not getting that at Survivor Series. We're not getting it at Royal Rumble.
No,
none of these
we're
other
getting that at
side-
Mania next year.
We're
I
not
agree
getting
with
that Money in the Bank. None of
No.
that. No.
No, we're gonna get Jay Bianca at WrestleMania next year, which
Yeah.
I will be.
Io Sky.
I may have to go to New Orleans for that.
EO wins it. EO
Oh
wins
no,
it.
bro. We are going to New Orleans. What are you talking about?
Mel says Rhea's gonna win. Bianca gonna face her the next day, saying she was done dirty.
Nah.
I don't think because Bianca and Rhea don't need the belt at this point.
Nah, they got so much heat and they're such established stars. See, the title is usually put on somebody to make the person.
to elevate them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
to elevate them. So neither one of them need the title. They fighting each other. They're gonna base this off their NXT days. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
They're gonna long-term story tell this story.
Yep,
It's
it's
gonna
good.
be them two
We're
fighting.
gonna go
each
back
other.
to blonde hair Rhea.
That's it. That's it. So I pick Io Sky in that match.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Io Sky as well, as far as that goes. World Heavyweight Title: Gunther versus Jey Uso. We
Yeah.
already know. I think we've all chosen. I think we all picked Jey.
Yeah.
Because y'all get it.
It's just me,
If you're a wrestling
Day
fan,
one.
you know that Jey Uso is walking out of there as champion, and it's still, even knowing this, it's gonna be, that pop's gonna be ridiculous. gonna be absolutely ridiculous.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso.
And finally, for the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Does Cena get 17, or does Cody continue his magical run as the
Jey
new face of the
already said
WWE?
Jay already said he gets 17. I don't know if that's like, this dude is such a face right now. Like,
But for storyline, I'm torn. I'll be honest, I'm torn because
I want
part of
Cody
me
to
agrees
win.
with J-Mac. Yeah,
I want Cody to win, but I'm telling you, The Rock being involved,
you got to get Cena 17.
and you got to get Cena to the end of the year.
Right.
You got to get him to the end of the year, and you got to
Right,
get
and him
there
chasing
hot.
Cody to the end of the year doesn't make sense.
You got to get Cody. You got to get Cody there hot. I could see John winning it, and then at SummerSlam, Cody getting it back, or the wild card, Roman enters the picture and gets it at SummerSlam.
oh my Jesus.
Which makes it even more interesting.
Because
And
The
we
Rock,
get-
because The
we
Rock
get-
is involved.
We get Roman Cena.
Roman Cena with The Rock involved with Cena, and then somehow you start setting up that storyline for next year's Mania because The Rock
and Roman.
The Rock and Roman is going to fight next year in New Orleans. You better believe they're going to be in that dome in New Orleans next. Don't forget, Mania has already been selected for next year in
Yep.
New Orleans.
We're in New Orleans next year.
They got it. They got to start setting up matches for that.
So that is the updated card for WrestleMania 41 from Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, right on the Strip. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Again, the Fontainebleau Hotel is the official hotel, which is a
I
beautiful
might
hotel,
sneak
by the
out
way.
there, fellas. I'm telling y'all. Don't be surprised. Y'all see
We
me
look
on-
up, there'll be pictures like
Don't be
Jay is
surprised.
out there.
Listen, I got a church out there that I'm covering, so
No,
I
Bishop Heflin, he's not done after Mania. He's done at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Cena is going till the end of the year. He's wrestling from now. This is his last Mania, but his retirement will actually not happen until the end of the year. And again, if you know anything about wrestling, when you go out on your back.
You go out looking at the lights.
Which is why we believe that he wins the championship at some point, and then his final match will be the passing of the torch.
Yeah. He's gonna put Cody over.
Street Profits are not currently on the WrestleMania card, which I think is a bit of a travesty, Mel. But obviously now that the Randy Orton match has to be taken off, they could very well potentially get on because now Orton doesn't have an opponent.
Yeah. I love the Street Profits. I love this new persona of theirs.
Oh, it's dark. It's and very quietly, if you listen to Bianca's promos, it's going that direction as well.
Remember I said that a couple
She's
weeks ago?
sounding very Montez Fordish right now.
I would love for her to join them. Oh my God, what a faction that would be.
But then what do you do
Bianca
with
and the
Fab?
Bianca and the Street Profits. Oh man.
That would be nice.
Oh my goodness.
That would be
Yeah,
nice.
they are the champs, but they're not on the card right now.
Nah.
When is Montez going?
Neither are the Raw Tag Champs. Neither is
the men's.
neither are the War.
Neither men's title is
Yeah.
is on. Tag titles on. When is Montez going singles?
No time soon.
He does not have any intention on it right now.
He doesn't want to do that to his
Angelo
partner,
is his
he said.
boy, and his promo when they turned, he said people keep asking when I'm gonna cut my Angelo loose. I'm not. That's my brother. We doing this together.
Yeah,
so
he
I'm
said-
like, I respect it. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. But another eventful night in sports. We got to talk a little bit of everything tonight. Basketball, baseball, WWE. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Luka got ejected tonight.
What? For what?
I don't know. It says a controversial ejection of Luka Doncic helped the Thunder turn a tight game into a rout.
Wow.
Where's George? George, where you at?
The NBA, brother.
The NBA is
with
the
this.
entertainment value.
So now, and we just said the Lakers were sitting where in the 3rd seed.
Yep. So let me check the updated standings before we get out of here. Before we get out of here, let's take a look at the updated standings.
Luka got ejected.
So let's go.
Just came across my phone, Fox Sports.
Warriors lead the Suns by 35. That's
Jesus.
pretty much over.
It's pretty much over.
Clippers lead the Spurs by 11. Grizzlies beat the Hornets, so that's big in the West. I'm only looking at Western Conference games. Bucks beat the Timberwolves, though, so the Timberwolves are not helped. And the Thunder beat the Lakers. So, as we stand right now with 2 games still going on in the Western Conference tonight, we are looking at the West to where the Lakers are still are a half game ahead of Denver now with their 32nd loss. They're a half game ahead of Denver. Memphis with their win pulls actually ahead of Denver, now drops to 5th.
Who drops the 5th? The Lakers?
The Denver drops to 5th.
Denver
drops to 5th.
Interesting.
Let me
This NBA
let me
West
just refresh
is
it
something,
one
boy.
more time. Just
That
to make
wild,
sure
wild.
this
That's
is
the
right.
wild, wild West out there.
Western Conference standings. Yeah, it's not finished updated. They're probably going to wait till after the final games today to completely update it. But yeah, it looks like Denver is going to fall a little bit. Denver is currently 4th. Grizzlies won tonight, which brings them into a tie with Denver. The Clippers are on the verge of winning, which will make it a 3-way tie.
Wait, say that again?
If the Clippers hold on and win their game, it'll be a 3-way tie with the Nuggets, Grizzlies, and Clippers for 3rd.
That's crazy.
And where the Lakers at?
The Lakers will be a half game back in 6th.
Wow. We just said they could fall as low as 8, and they done fell to 6. So where the Timberwolves at? How far are they behind them?
With the loss, the T-Wolves tonight.
They lost tonight?
Wolves lost tonight. With tonight's loss, the Wolves are still 8th right now.
So they still in the play-in, okay.
They're still in the play-in. But Golden State, if they finish off this win, will actually move into that 4-5-way tie for 3rd.
Wow.
Jesus.
This
is nuts.
Something, yeah.
This is absolutely nuts.
This has been the West for the last 2 decades.
The Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
It is the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I don't know who's taking over the coaching
the last 2 decades.
Yeah, Bishop Heffler said who is taking over the coaching responsibilities for Denver. I don't know who the assistant is.
I think they named an interim coach. I forgot who it was. I knew who it was earlier. And I lost it. Calvin Booth. I just had it. Interim coach.
Well, one thing we know for sure, the Knicks are not leaving the first round. And if they do, they getting trashed out of here in the second round by whoever they got to play the second round.
Listen, I'm tired. I'm just listen. But y'all remember I called this. I said we probably wouldn't see a big thing in the first year,
You
but
called it, brother.
I just don't think. But after going through the season with this coach, I don't see anything changing.
David Adelman will be taking over. He is the son of Hall of Fame coach Rick Adelman.
And didn't the Grizzly coach get fired a couple weeks ago?
Taylor, what you call it?
Mike Brown early in the season, he got let go.
It's been a bloodbath this year. I mean, and these are
All
all
out
kind of
west,
late. These are all like late season firings. Doug Christie has done a pretty good job with Mike Brown's crew out there. They are in the play-in. Sacramento is. They managed to get themselves into the play-in. So it's going to be interesting.
All out west. All out west.
So 3 games to go in the regular season for the New York Knickerbockers. Thursday night.
We could have
against
gone
the
9-2.
Detroit Pistons.
We could have gone 9-2, like I said.
True. Thursday night, the Knicks will be in Detroit. Friday, they will be against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Hopefully short-handed.
And then they will finish up on Sunday with the Brooklyn Nets. The NBA will be wild on Sunday. The Western Conference will be wild on Sunday. I'm very sure about that, as it is the final day of the regular season. And the latest game on Sunday is going to be 3:30. So we will know how everything shakes out by about 6:30, 7 o'clock on Sunday evening. We'll know who's where. And then the play-ins will begin on Tuesday with the 9-10 games. And then 7-8 games are on Wednesday. And then those winners and losers will finish up on Friday. And then the actual playoffs will begin that following Saturday. So WrestleMania weekend will also see us beginning the NBA playoffs.
Wow.
So more than likely, the Knicks in the 3rd spot. You're probably looking at a Sunday afternoon start at Madison Square Garden.
I'm not looking forward to this playoff run, fellas. I'm just being honest. I know we get ready to get off, but I just had to put that out there. I was more excited last year.
Last year we were all very excited because we were playing with house money. We were ahead of it. And for all of those that, and even for you, El, I know you're sold on trying to get rid of Mikal Bridges, but Alan Hahn made a very good point today during his show. He said he's not going anywhere because for the Knicks right now, it's not about one season. It's a window now.
All right.
And he's a part of that window.
You're looking at 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, this team is what it's going to be for the next 4 years, barring a few. Well, notwithstanding a few tweaks here and there.
The starting five. That's the core.
This is. I mean, there might be a small change to the starting 5 because you might see Josh Hart go to the bench in favor of them playing Mitch and Cat together.
Listen. I don't even think you got to do anything with the playing personnel. I think you got to get rid of the coach.
I think we all agree with that. I think I'm fine with this. And I didn't say it while David was on, but if you think about it and you put, I think we lost J Mac, but if you think about it and you put this Knick roster up against, again, taking out the coaching, but if you line them up just roster to roster with every team in the Eastern Conference, and you said pick a roster, a lot of people would pick the Knick roster as the team that they would go to war with the right coach. So the Knick problem is not in player personnel. Their starting 5 has shown this season, again, when they are healthy, this team can score with anybody. With anybody. But coaching decisions. Bishop Heflin said, new coach, y'all going to be the bomb. Need a new voice. We agree. The Knicks with a new voice are our finals contender. Knicks with a new voice are our finals contender.
Hopefully going on 11 against the top teams in the league, hopefully that would be all that our management needs to say, this team needs another voice.
You would think.
Because that's a big stat. Now, okay, we didn't get blown out tonight, but we
I
should
mean,
have.
but like you said, no moral victories. This is a game they should have won. This is like they would. The other 3 games, they weren't in those games. This was a game that should have been had tonight. This was a game. The Knicks led by 14 at one point in the first half.
Yep.
Like, this is a game that should have been had. They should have run Boston off the court in the first half once they got up 14. It should have been apply pressure. Because if I'm a coach and Boston calls timeout there, I'm like, all right, run these niggas off the court.
Yep.
Attack, 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 attack.
Yep.
Keep running them off the 3-point line. Make somebody else other than Porzingis. I mean, they did a pretty good job. They did a decent job on everybody else. It was Tatum and Porzingis, and again, that's coaching. You're saying Cat is getting cooked because he can't get out to Porzingis. Why do you not put Mitch in the game? Because you know Mitch can stay with him on the perimeter.
Mitch blocked a 3-pointer.
You're right. Mitch can stay with him on the perimeter.
Can stay with him.
You putting Bridges on. Okay, you started the game with Bridges on Tatum. Not because it was Tatum and Brown in the beginning. Once you saw Jaylen Brown wasn't coming in, OG, you got him the rest of the game. That's it.
Yep.
Somebody else, Drew Holiday gonna have to beat me. And that's what it should have been. And if Drew Holiday's beat you, you tip your hat to Drew Holiday. But because Drew Holiday's not gonna beat you. Not with scoring. Drew Holiday beat you in other ways. Drew Holiday beat you because he's a great defender. He's a smart, high IQ player. But I'm going to make Drew Holiday a scorer tonight. Drew Holiday is going to have to get 50 to beat me. Because you know Drew Holiday ain't getting 50. But I digress. Thank y'all for joining us as always. We are out of here. We will see y'all next Tuesday with our postmortem on the NBA season. Not just the Knicks, but the whole NBA. We'll see how it shakes out west. Who knows? If things shake out real crazy in the West, I might pop on Sunday to say hi and do a pop-up show just to talk about just how everything shook out on the last day of the regular season, because this is interesting. I got to give it to the NBA. This is absolutely an interesting end to this season. But again, as always, we thank y'all, Bishop Heflin and Sam Jennings, Jamel Clark. Who else was on here? Tesfa Dennis. Who else did I see? I saw quite a few people on here today, but those are the main ones. Kenny Copeland, Pastor Larry Agee, my brothers. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Continue to share this out as we continue to do what we need to do. Listen, if you're on TikTok, follow A Church Guys Sports Show on TikTok. We're trying to grow our TikTok. People like arguing with Elle in the comments on the TikTok. Because when we put the viral clips up, there's always something Elle said that ends up being what we post. But y'all follow us on TikTok.
I be speaking true. I say the stuff people don't really want to say.
Listen, it gets engagement. That's all that matters. That's all I care about. It gets engagement, and I'm enjoying it. Follow us on TikTok. Continue to follow us. Continue to support Glory Wear, as the shirt L's got on right there, and all of the different and wonderful endeavors that all of us are working on. We got some other great things that are coming up. I got something that I just finished working on that I'll probably be announcing shortly. I'm just trying to quietly finish up what I'm doing, and we're going to be announcing that shortly. But we thank y'all as always. We will see y'all next week, again, possibly Sunday night, but definitely on Tuesday, as we bring it into the NBA season and take ourselves right into WrestleMania weekend. And y'all got to tune in WrestleMania at Willie's house. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be doing a live show from Willie's house during WrestleMania weekend. It's going to be absolutely nuts.
Crazy.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. So until then, have a great night, everyone. We'll see y'all on the other side. Peace.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks
roll, ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit it 3. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster milk with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with